We're starting our first block of the day, and this is about sustainability. We'll have Radhika and Emily and Alice come up, and we'll start with Radhika, who's going to reflect on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Radhika, please join us on the podium.
Thank you, Margot. It's an honor to be with all of you amazing, inspiring women from around the world on this very special day, celebrating each and every one of us. This talk will examine the role of digital innovation and data science in advancing sustainable, inclusive futures for all humanity. In this moment of unprecedented crisis, of climate change and growing inequality, of twin transitions of digital innovation and decarbonization, it is imperative that women, local grassroots leaders, indigenous people are front and center, not just as beneficiaries, but leaders, co-designing, co-creating solutions. Only then can we turn this moment into one of unprecedented opportunity. The power of inclusive data science and digital innovation, combined with the optimism of young students like those in this room, are key catalysts in bringing this change. In 2015, recognizing the urgent need to combat the grand challenges of our times, world leaders ratified a very ambitious set of goals, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the SDGs, and a commitment to achieve them by 2030. The SDGs offer us a global normative framework to collectively tackle the grand challenges of our times, including alleviating poverty, hunger, access to quality education, food, health, livelihood for all, tackling gender and other inequalities, climate action, and more. They recognize the interconnectedness of social, environmental, and economic challenges of our times. Having spent the formative part of my life in the Gandhi Ashram in India, to me these goals and the spirit of leaving no one behind truly kind of embodies the Gandhian ethos of respecting the dignity of each and every one of us, and to think of our relationship to nature as that of a trustee of sorts, not to think of nature as a resource for us to exploit. For me, these goals have been a North Star. Like many in this room, I worked in the tech industry. At some point along the way, I felt a strong urge to do something different that gave me a deeper sense of purpose. And in this journey, the SDGs have helped me anchor. They've connected me to amazing human beings along the way, and I'll be sharing some of their stories today. We have a long way to go in achieving Agenda 2030. When world leaders met in New York in 2023 UN General Assembly, UN leadership looked to inclusive digital innovation to help us accelerate the SDGs. The UN Secretary General's Roadmap for Digital Cooperation calls for investing in the creation of digital public goods, open data, open AI models, and more. It provides a vision and steerage for a digitally interdependent world. The SG also reminds us not to lose track of tech and what it can do to rights and dignity, and he cautions us. I am a huge believer in the non-linear, highly scalable solutions that inclusive digital tech and data science can offer us. I'm also deeply concerned about the growing digital divide. Stanford Angels and Entrepreneurs is a community of Stanford alumni, students, and faculty advancing tech innovation and entrepreneurship. I want to share an example of Casper.ai, a Stanford community tech startup with the inspiring mission of enabling the elderly to live safe, healthy, comfortable lives with dignity in their homes. Brilliant academics came together to bring the power of cutting-edge innovation in multimodal AI, combined with residents' medical and behavioral data, to create an inclusive solution that can save many lives, especially in a post-pandemic world. Casper extracts 10+ health and wellness markers, including patients' vitals, helping with early disease detection, auto-detection of falls, alerting caretakers, care plans, making caretakers more effective while reducing energy usage. It truly advances Goal 10, reducing inequalities, and Goal 12, responsible production and consumption. Not all the brilliant minds in the world live in Silicon Valley, as some of us think. Let's now go to India, where two brothers decided to start a nonprofit ZMQ honoring the mother. Digital innovation bringing life-transforming data about health, hygiene, and agency to rural girls via a mobile app. These passionate social entrepreneurs created a gamified app with symbols, so girls, including those who cannot read and write, could engage and have fun with this while learning. Staunch believers in human dignity, the brothers Qureshi added role modeling with local context and empowering stories for these girls, and life-saving data and information about diseases such as HIV and tuberculosis to help rural women and communities. They also deployed this in Uganda and Afghanistan. Now let's go across the bay to the Center for Effective Global Action at UC Berkeley, which leverages the power of data science to develop new insights and tools to improve lives and generate innovative research that decision makers use to reduce poverty, thus advancing Goal 1. One major impediment to development policy is a lack of high-frequency data on economic outcomes. By triangulating multiple sources of data, such as traditional face-to-face and phone-based surveys with large-scale telco data and satellite data, SIGA is able to come up with innovative techniques for estimating poverty and vulnerability in the global south across various regions, allowing for better targeting of financial inclusion and aid, including for women. Inclusive digital innovation and data science, while critical, are not sufficient to achieve Agenda 2030. While the SDGs are global goals committed to by heads of state, local context is critical in solving them. People most impacted by climate change are often vulnerable communities in the global south, such as the Rohingya refugees in Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh, living in fragile shelters in regions with heavy flooding and landslides. Indigenous communities pushed to remote, windy corners of the earth that, after being crowded out from everywhere else, are now pushed out of there as well with nowhere to go, as renewable energy firms build wind and solar farms in these lands without considering impact on them. For a just climate transition, we need to change mindsets and entrench systems, include local voices in key decisions and in co-designing solutions. Cross-sectoral, cross-geographical, inclusive collaboration, SDG 17, partnerships for the goals is also essential. I will now share examples of two initiatives I've co-founded, aiming to advance inclusive systems change, building bridges between the global north and the global south, leveraging digital innovation and data science to accelerate the goals. The first one, the joint SDG Fund Breakthrough Alliance, is a unique kind of public-private partnerships anchored within the UN system, leveraging the power of tech, media, and markets, building an alliance across impact investors, philanthropy, policymakers, and more to combat the climate crisis and create opportunities for all. A second initiative that is building bridges across the global south and global north to accelerate the goals is the nascent SDG Digital Transformation and Sustainability Solutions Lab, announced at COP28 and initially anchored and incubated within Pegasus Capital Advisors. The initiative aims to bring together brilliant tech and academic minds with impact entrepreneurs working in the global south, grassroots communities, NGOs, and regional governments. It aims to unlock innovation and approaches and insights through tech and data science innovation, and to catalyze innovative sustainability solutions and new ways of measuring impact with Pegasus Capital and its various partners, including the Green Climate Fund, the Africa Adaptation Initiative, UNDP, Forum for Farmers, and Food Security, among others. I am one of the founding co-chairs of this initiative, along with Claudia Kogut, co-founder of Stanford Alumni in Sustainability, and Craig Kogut, founder, chair, and CEO of Pegasus Capital Advisors. We are honored that Gina McCarthy, the very first White House climate advisor and former administrator of the US EPA, has joined the Global Advisory Board for this initiative. We are also thrilled that brilliant academics who care about positive impact, including Professor Emerita Margot Gerritsen, have agreed to join the academic board of this initiative. I welcome you to reach out and check out sdgdigitaltransformation.org. As I wrap up, I will quote Mahatma Gandhi: "The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems." I believe we can each, especially the amazing students in this room, make a huge difference by being and bringing the change in our world to advance us towards inclusive, sustainable futures. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Radhika.